Jack, you got to work on that intro fade. It's always straight to me. It's supposed to be a little more dramatic, you know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had a good week. But if not, stick around, because you know where you are? Well, you're right in the middle of greatness. And this week, we have a fantastic guest. We're fixing to turn it over to her right now, a guest host. I, as always, am Joey Livingston, your assistant to the guest host. And this week, I am assisting a local Pensacola comedian who has a strange wit. You're going to witness that throughout this show. Prepare yourself for Kendall Keating. Switch to her, Jack. Give her a hand. Yeah. Everybody clap like they're two people. Clap like you're two people. All right. Hey, Kendall.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. Yeah? Whenever I go up on stage, I just learned to shake the hand first.
Oh, really? Like you don't shake the host hand when you go
Yeah,
on stage?
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. And then whenever I leave, it's like I black out. I can't.
Oh, you forget to shake the host hand?
I'm just like, it's like a panic.
One day I went up on stage and complained about having to shake the host hand. Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I did. I got up on stage. It was Michael Perkins, and my hands were full. He was trying to shake my hand, and he wouldn't. And I got up on stage, and I said, "You ever had somebody try to shake your hand against your will?" So I didn't want to shake that guy's hand, but he kept insisting.
Yeah, and he's all.
Yeah.
He's got
perk.
bare hands too.
Kendall, tell me your life story in 2 minutes or less.
You did this to Bryn too,
Yeah,
and I was like, what if he asked me that?
I
I
ask
don't
the
know
same
if I
questions twice sometimes.
Oh God.
Got another one down here somewhere that I've asked before. Get ready.
Oh God.
Hope
Okay.
you've seen all the shows.
Yes. So
This isn't a test, by the way.
It's not a test,
Yeah.
but it's panicky.
Yeah.
I'm from Louisiana.
Yeah. Where were you born?
Slidell.
You were born in
I was
Louisiana?
born in Slidell, Louisiana. Yeah, and I'm one of 6 kids,
Oh, wow.
and
Girls, boys, mixed?
3 boys, 3 girls.
Oh, nice. Nice and even.
Yeah. I was number 4. There's a big gap.
Okay.
I was the one that was planned. Everybody else was an accident.
Oh, really? You're the only planned?
Yeah. I just realized recently that my parents didn't believe in birth control, or my dad didn't want my mom to take it, and I was like, you just married this. I've been arguing with her about it for the last couple weeks, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, why would, anyway. Great, yeah, so then moved to Minnesota. My dad became a preacher, and then that kind of
He became a preacher in Minnesota. How old were you when your dad became a preacher?
I was 8. He answered his call to ministry. We grew up in church, though.
Were you born into Christianity?
Yes.
Yeah. So he was already Christian, just not a preacher yet.
Yeah, they were both Roman Catholic.
By the way, thanks for this continuing the trend that Graham started with his disastrous Steel Reserve. A little milder wine here, like Brent. Thank you. And strange chalices to drink from. Where'd you get these? Where'd you get these mugs?
This is like a thrift store off of.
Like, did you just get them today?
Oh no! I got these a while ago.
Oh,
and
okay.
I keep breaking them, and then I was like, I know
So
I
they
have
came from
2.
your house, then?
Yes. Yeah. I was like, these are perfect.
Do you
He
drink
would
from
love
these
these.
often?
I thought I was going to. I got them like before my 21st birthday.
These will be so cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like the best, bro. Cheers.
Yeah.
Clink.
A little mead. Have you ever tasted mead? This looks like mead. Mead
No.
belongs in this, don't you think?
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's some sort of alcohol. I don't know what it is either, but it's a thing. Yeah.
Do you think they have it at the?
Yeah, there's a Swan Neck Wine and Meadery. They've got to have mead
Oh,
there.
that's what they do. They do comedy there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I knew I heard about it recently. Olivia was telling me about it.
So, do you mind telling me what denomination you became a?
Southern Baptist, but more
Southern Baptist.
non-denominational, if anything.
Yeah.
But
Southern Baptist seems like the most common denomination in this country. Is that true? You don't know.
I feel like Baptist would be, and then like
Just Baptist?
yeah. I feel like once you get up northern, there's Northern Baptist, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll just call them all Baptists. Yeah, I agree.
Crazy.
So, Dad became a preacher.
Yeah.
You were how old?
I was 8. We moved
You're
to
8.
Minnesota, and then lived there for a couple years, and moved back down to
How was
Louisiana.
Minnesota?
Oh, it was beautiful. They had all 4 seasons, and it was like,
Oh, man.
it was really nice. People were different though. It was like just,
A lot different from Louisiana.
Yeah, it was just like a different kind of like vibe, but
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Do you have a lot of friends?
I always have a lot of friends. Stop it. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Good enough.
Yeah,
So, a lot of friends. Did you have a lot of friends in Louisiana?
I'm sure I did. I don't really remember.
Oh.
I don't remember most
Right.
things ever. So.
Okay. You know what? I didn't always have a lot of friends. I don't know how you do that. How do you have a lot of friends all your life? What's the secret?
I think if I just like
Just being you?
Yeah, I don't know, something about it. I'm just like, they're drawn to me.
So I just don't work. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's just like some disconnect. I don't.
Right. Is this camera in focus?
No,
or
I think
is it?
I just like
Okay. All right. Yeah.
force myself on people, and then eventually they just get used to having me around. Maybe
Oh, okay. So it's a force thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
the force is with me. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I've been doing lately. I didn't know everybody else was doing the same thing.
Yeah, nothing's new under the sun. So.
So when did you decide? Because I feel like are you still a Christian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's.
Yeah, I've been trying to sort of put my get a gauge on that, but that's kind of what I was thinking.
I'm also 22, so it's like that, like finding your own, but and like fighting and being raised in the
Yeah.
being and then
Well,
raise her in the way, and then they.
I'm glad that you're a Christian. So let me ask you a question. Has Christianity done anything good for you? Be honest. I'm not here. By the way,
yeah.
I'm not setting you up here. I'm just sincerely.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
hearing
we're
you.
just talking. No, yeah, no, definitely. I definitely have like a different concept of like love, and that sounds so stupid. Like understanding people's motives differently than I think if I hadn't have been raised. I don't feel like even when things are done shitty, I don't think that it's with a pure malice or intent so much as just like a
Try to put the best light on people's actions. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I guess, but even just like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
You sort of learn a turn the other cheek mentality.
Well, turn out the other cheek mentality, but also like understanding like, well, this is where they may be coming from, and just like understanding the perspective from their sense. It's harder to like harbor a bitterness towards something that you can relate to, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, stuff like that. I definitely have like what you were saying about the morality that you're gonna bring up later. Don't forget.
Right. For me, and I think that I might still be religious in some sense of the word, because for me, religion was one thing, among other things that it was a place to channel my fears when I couldn't do anything in a particular circumstance. Anything from somebody being hurt and maybe going to die, to the very course of my life that I knew that I only had so much control over. Like as a child, wanting to become an artist, wanting to become a cartoonist, wanting to succeed. I remember channeling all those fears and concerns into religion. God, let me succeed.
So the unknown is just the
Yeah, God.
God is the unknown.
Let me succeed.
Praying to the unknown for the unknown.
Let my grandmother live.
Yeah.
I can't do those things. Yeah. So maybe praying to the unknown. Maybe that's just what we call it. But it is the unknown, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah. When did you start making that sound? You make that sound on stage all the time. Is that Lucille Ball?
Oh God, maybe that's where my roommates
Lucille
do
Ball when
it.
you were a kid?
Maybe it's from New Girl
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. We
Okay.
watch a lot of TV.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah. Christianity, a way to explain the unknown. Yeah. Do you are there any other gods besides God in your mind? So is everybody's religion valid in your mind?
No.
That's a difficult question.
No,
I'm sorry. To
I don't
believe.
believe. No, I think I
true
believe
God.
in the one,
Yeah.
the way, the truth,
right.
and the life. No,
Yeah.
but that's what I was.
Yeah.
But I'm also in this age of
Yeah.
that being 22, and then also the era that we're in.
It's only fair.
and
Everybody else gets to believe in their
it's-
own God and say they're the one true God. So
but yeah, you still there's doubt. I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't think doubt is sin in any way.
yeah.
But
No, me neither. Doubt is the
doubt is
exact
healthy.
opposite of sin. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So.
Yeah. Anybody who's teaches you that doubt is sin is trying to keep you believing what they believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it be
Well, and they're just
a particular
afraid.
denomination of Christianity or even an atheist.
Yeah.
Doubting science. Goodness. Let's see.
Yeah, I feel my roommate. I recently came off a bender, and my roommate sat me down. She's like, "I'm just really concerned about you." Blah 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 blah. And and she was like, well, what I really like, and she's like, she had come to my first, like the rated R show. So it was like the first one that I had ever gotten like put on, like where I was like on the list or whatever. And I was like, you guys got to come, like very excited. And so she came and I did a couple like jokes about just Christianity, just like the words that they use, like nourish and all that kind of stuff. And but she was like, that's just my main question is like, she's like, I know that's like a huge part of you. Like, do you still like believe? Like, are you still like a Christian? And I was like, yeah, I know more than ever, But and she's like, well, then why were you making those jokes? And I was like, well, it's more like it's less of a making jokes about Christianity rather than just like bringing it to like.
To think that God doesn't have thick skin.
Right. Well, and as if, but I'm not even making fun of God. I'm making fun of the institution of religion. You know what I mean? I'm not making fun of. I'm making fun of the the society, the culture that it's created. Not that it's terrible or anything, but like just the funny. It's observational. It's the same.
I think it's good to separate religion from the institution.
Yeah.
If there is a God. In my opinion, and maybe there is. I don't think that he was ever meant to be boxed by humanity. Maybe there's, maybe there's some contact that he made with the people here on earth, but to suggest that that's, somewhere in the Bible it says that, if you add anything to this text, God is going to add to you all these curses. Have you ever read that passage?
I know what you're talking about.
If you take away from it, God is going to take away from you, all your life or something like that. I don't know. It's in Revelations. A lot of people take that verse that was written really about the book of Revelations and they apply it to the whole Bible, and they suggest that God spoke to these guys centuries ago, but he'll never speak again. Well, he speaks to me. I'm a preacher. He speaks to me, but I can't write it down as if it's the Bible. Why can't I write it down as if it's the Bible if he spoke to me? Isn't that a crazy thing to think about?
Did he tell you to write it down, or are you just saying, well, why can't I do it too?
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. I can't. But I mean, there are stories in the Bible where God speaks to people, and that's part of the story. Somebody writes down, God spoke to this person. And there's nothing in the story about how.
Well, maybe in their conversation, he was like, "Hey, listen.
By the way,
you're gonna have to make sure you tell them that like we were texting about this. Like, make sure you know that we were DMing, and at some point, we got in touch. Just let them know we were in touch.
All right.
And then that's where that painting.
Right. Yeah. The Adam and.
See, when you touch tips with God, that's when you can add and write down your own. Until then, you can just not.
I don't know how you know this. How do you know this?
I'm a child of God. Oh. My father's in touch with God. He's a preacher.
All right. Cheers.
Clink.
All right. Let's move on to.
You're clinking and not drinking. I drink twice because you weren't going to drink once.
Oh, how long have you been into comedy?
I've always really liked it. I like to say that I was raised by SpongeBob and Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And that movie Major Pain.
Like, when did you start thinking about going up on stage?
Well, when I first graduated high school, I was like really into stand up, just listening to it all the time, and it was like John Mulaney and like Aziz Ansari, and I would just listen to the same bits over and over again, and it was just like a part of my brain at some point, and then about like 6 months ago, I guess I was talking to my best friend Megan about this the other day. I was like, when did I like decide? Because I don't even remember. I was like, I knew like it was just, and she was like, you just one day were like, hey, I think I'm gonna do stand up, and then I was like, haha, and then you were like, no, really, and then I was like, oh, okay, cool, and then you did it. That was her talking. I switched places in that conversation.
Yeah.
However.
So how long before you went up were you thinking about going up?
Well, originally I thought my plan was that I was going to get a full set, and that was back in January, because I had just started a lit class that it was like he wanted us to like write down goals or something for the semester. And And so I was like, okay, what I wrote down was I'm going to have a full, like, 10-minute set, or 15, whatever, that I could, like, just take pieces and whatever and go to an open mic in Atlanta or some big city that has it where I don't know anybody. I can go up there, I can try it, and then if I bomb, which most likely will happen, then that'll be it. Nobody who cares. And then if not, and it's cool, then it's cool, and we'll go from there. But that was my plan, and I was like, oh, we're going to go to Atlanta for the weekend, blah, blah, blah. We're just going to get, like, wasted, and then I guess I just said, I don't know, I guess I saw the comedy. Oh, I went to a comedy night at the back porch, and I was like, I should just do it here. I should just, like, ball up. And then I invited most people that I knew, and I was like, you should come. I'm going to do stand-up, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, that sounds like so much fun. So then I had to, because I had told so many people about it, and I couldn't, I like to, that's how I get myself to do things.
Nobody to the first one. No way. No way.
And did your parents find out about it and they were upset?
Well, no, I told them I was going. I just didn't.
No.
I didn't invite them.
I wouldn't have done it. I would have backed out completely, I think.
Yeah.
I do better though when I have like.
It did take. It was a good 2 years before I went up that I.
You had it in your head.
Well, I would say at least a year that I legit had it in my head. A year before that I sort of ignored the thought. You know how you sort of deny
Just
somehow that
dismiss
you
it.
even have that thoughts in the back of your head.
That's insane.
Yeah, you never done that.
You'd be terrible.
Have you? What's your greatest fear?
I don't want to be burned to death
That's a good one.
or filleted.
Yeah.
I don't really want to die of pain too much, but if I had to choose, I'd burn rather than freeze. Other than that,
Filleted to death or burned?
Definitely
burned for me.
I think burned, would be worse.
Yeah.
Filleted, I feel like at some
super
point
hot
you
fire,
lose,
please.
like it gets like numb or something maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to, fiery for no.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hear you. You ever have any lucid dreaming? No.
Depends. I don't know.
Lucid
I
dreaming is
dream a lot.
where you know you're dreaming and you begin to control it.
No. Okay. I've been like on the brink of it then.
Yeah.
I almost
sort of aware
always
that
know
you're
I'm
dreaming.
dreaming. Yeah. I
you
always
almost
know I'm
interesting.
dreaming, but like I can't like consciously be like, oh, I'm gonna go. I can wake up and then be like, okay, go back to sleep and have that same dream.
Yeah.
But it's like it kind of like it doesn't work all the time. Just like 3 out of 5 times it works.
Yeah. Are you funny with your family?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the funny one.
They're all absolutely batshit.
Yeah.
But I was I'm equally there. I won't
You're their
claim it.
leader.
No, my little sister's 10 times funnier than me. She's 4 years younger than me. She's like the me 2.0.
Yeah.
And she like was the leader of like her improv troupe in like high school and stuff. She's so cool. No, she's great.
She's
but
funnier than you?
She is. She's way funnier than me.
Really?
She's more like in her whole body, like her whole everything is just like more like is just funnier, like mathematically funnier.
I think you just said that she's funnier looking than you.
Yeah, just
Just
her whole body
and
is
everything.
just funnier.
Yeah.
Just the proportions
How can you
are
not
wonky.
be funny when you look like she does? Very funny lady.
Yeah, no. But no, I definitely did like a thrive off shock factor. I thrive off shock factor. Yeah. So, and I think that was ingrained in me at an early age, just being like like they had the first 3 kids and then waited 9 years and had me, and like 4 years for my little sister. So I like had like a big chunk of time where I was like, they're like, look what Kendall's doing. Like,
What's the funniest thing you've ever done?
God,
in your
don't
family?
ask me that. It's from my family. Oh
Yeah,
God,
in
I
your
have this.
family.
One time, this was terrible. Oh God, it's like one of those things that you just like block out. I was at a wedding with my family. I was probably like 11 or 12, and my mom was, we were all dressed to the nines. It was like a cousin's wedding or something, and my mom went to go sit down, and I pulled the chair from under her, and she fell in her dress.
No.
And I had no idea that it was like I just blacked out doing it, and then she like got up and she was like, I don't want to see you for the rest of the night. And I was like, oh, I really pissed off mom there.
Yeah.
And then I don't think we've ever talked about it since, honestly.
Who doesn't get mad when their chair is pulled out from under
I
them?
don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not. There's sometimes it just like I guess I'm on the spectrum. That's all I have to say.
I think the funniest thing I ever did, or the funniest thing I remember doing, is that story that I tell on stage. You've heard my story about when I tossed the gum into that glass.
Oh my gosh.
Like the most impulsive, mean, funny thing is probably that.
Well, tell it. Have you told it on the show before?
Oh well, yeah. So I was in music class one day, and a good friend of mine was sitting next to me, and Kendall's just gonna sit back and relax while I tell this story. She's already heard it. She's gonna make me tell it to the camera. So I sit next to this friend, and he was talking to me, and I was picking under my seat. And have you heard this story, Megan? I think so. Yeah, I was picking under my seat, and I felt this this gum under the seat. So I don't know why I thought that I don't think I had the idea then. I just started rolling up the gum. I think I was just being gross, so I just rolled up the gum in a ball. And then I thought, like, what am I going to do with it? It dawned on me. And I was like, so I took it. And my goal here was I was looking at my friend, and I was thinking, how can I get his mouth wide open? Okay. So, and it was just sort of instinct. I mean, there wasn't any like verbal thoughts or anything. I was just like, I need it wide open. So I said, hey man, we were in music class. I said, I bet you can't sing higher than me. And I went, oh, like that. And he went, oh, and I tossed that gum, and it didn't even touch his teeth or anything. It just smacked the back of his throat and went down his gullet. He swallowed the whole thing. Yeah. And then he said, what was that? And I said, that was a piece of chewed up gum. And he said, why would you throw your gum down my throat? And I said, it wasn't my gum. I found that gum under the seat. I was very matter of fact about it. Yeah. And he laughed at it, but he was mad.
Oh my God, I would never talk to you again.
Oh man, the audacity! You couldn't appreciate.
Somebody did that to me.
Yeah.
Oh, and I would tell everybody that you. What grade were you in again?
This was 7th or 8th.
7th or 8th grade. What would I tell people then? Oh,
you start lying about it.
Oh, I would make up something about like your dog and your penis and like something about that. That's what I would do in 7th grade.
Yeah, I really was not sure how he was going to react. I was like, once I did it, I was like, oh, and I put myself in his place. When I didn't think I was going to succeed. That was the thing. Yeah. I did not think I was going to succeed.
It's strictly, it's like your body's doing it, and you're like, ugh.
I just thought it would bounce off his face, and the funny thing would be that I was trying to do it.
That you're throwing,
Because, but I hit it dead on.
Not hang out with you.
And then I was like, oh no. And so I just decided to come out with it. Yeah.
Wasn't mine. That was so good. That was so funny.
Let's see. Who's your heroes?
My heroes. Adam Sandler.
Why?
He just he gets me. No, I think everybody bashes him for his stuff. He's not that funny, but he is funny, and he capitalized on the humor that he had.
Yeah.
And
he's undoubtedly a comic legend.
Yeah, and just is just continuously pumping things out, whether you're gonna like it or not. And he's like doing what he wants. He's built an empire for himself. Yeah. And he's just the dude.
I mean, some comic nerds don't like him anymore, but there isn't in my opinion, there isn't a comic nerd that would deny that he is a comic legend. Yeah. I mean,
he definitely broke a few.
Yeah. He did his own thing. He became very famous. He had a completely original style of comedy, and he was very funny to many for over a decade. Yeah. Yeah, easily.
For sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, and he basically, I mean, I still watch Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison Waterboy, weekly. So it's
those are the. I mean, I think even everyone would agree, even if you like his latest stuff, that those series of movies were his best work.
I was reading some blog, and they basically made like a line graph of all of his stuff, and like saying, this is when he peaked, and this is when he was barely trying, and this was when he started to decline. And I was like, fuck you.
How pretentious.
Shut up.
Yeah. You don't know. Person who knows how to make charts and PowerPoint.
So you try with half the grace and elegance, prostitution, whore. And then that's a Real Housewives thing. So, sorry.
Outside joke, guys. Outside joke.
If you ever seen The Real Housewives of New Jersey, go back to the first few seasons. They're delicious.
You mind me asking your heritage?
I'm just a mutt.
Yeah,
I've got a little Spanish, a little Irish, a little German, French.
Yeah,
English.
me too. I think I've been told that I'm one-eighth Apache, and then I must have some English in me. You don't get the name Livingston without some English. So, but that's all I know. Outside of that, I look like a Jew and an Arab had a baby.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
But that's like a cosmetic, like almost.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Do you suffer from social anxiety?
I mean, doesn't everybody?
I think so.
So.
I feel it's abnormal if somebody says
It
no.
doesn't. Yeah.
I feel like, how can that be possible?
Yeah.
Because for me, social anxiety is based upon all the things that nobody ever says.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the in betweens. You know, we're here at the studio. We're filming shows. We're working together, but I don't know. For example, I don't know how much I'm imposing on these guys who are just giving of their time to make these shows. I don't know what's going on in their life.
That's what communication comes in.
Hey. And so a little social anxiety creeps in there because I don't. Sometimes I don't know if I deserve to be up here sitting with you doing this show. Yeah. You ever feel that?
Yes.
Yeah. Or if I'm sitting with friends and somebody says something ambiguous and I don't know how to take it. That causes social anxiety for me. I don't understand how somebody can get through life without having those. But then I've always been told that I'm sensitive.
Well, you might be.
Do people tell you you're sensitive?
I've been told that once or twice, but I try to be as not sensitive as possible.
Yeah.
I try to minimize all feelings.
Yeah, I try to squash them.
It's no big deal. Unless it's against somebody I care about, then I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'll kill you. But if it's me, I'm like,
Turn the other cheek mentality.
yeah, there we go. That's that Christianity.
That's that Christianity creeping in.
Or is it just, avoiding having to face things?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the unknown. That's Christianity.
And the choice of when to face things. Because we can't just dive into
You gotta
everything.
pick your battles.
Yeah.
Life, weird. You gotta make all these choices. I don't really like it.
Yeah. Social anxiety in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just worrying about stuff.
There's somebody said something about, something about, this is when I was like, oh, yeah, I'm totally a comedian. When they said, the minute you feel comfortable at a party, where did I freaking hear this? It's a bottomless pit of references. I have no idea where they're
Okay.
from.
The minute you feel comfortable at a party.
The minute you feel comfortable at a party is the minute you stop being funny and you're not a comedian.
Totally disagree.
You don't agree?
Absolutely not. I'm always looking, when I go up on stage, I'm always looking for that place where I'm having fun with the audience and they're having fun with me and I know it. That's when.
So you're looking for that, but it's a search for it.
Like that, I'm surfing. Yeah, I'm saying, but that point.
You feel like you attain it though?
Absolutely. Yeah. There was this.
I mean, you might vibe, but you still feel like when you go. Walk me through the experience when you go to do your con. Whenever I go up there, I walk up and I'm like, I have terrible shakes. I have a tremor already.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now, but I have a tremor already, and then whenever I'm nervous, it gets 10 times worse. And I go up there, I barely remember to shake their hand, and then I'm like, let's see how this goes, and then I just say, wing it, and I try to just go with it,
I think
and then afterwards I have a blackout.
I think the only thing that can stop the nervous shakes for me, I can't speak for everyone. Let me just pretend like everyone's just like me, okay? The only thing that the only thing that stopped the shakes for me was understanding and getting it into my head that there's 1,000 opportunities ahead. This idea that like
that
people,
this one's like the one.
People go to Hollywood. People go to Hollywood. They go to L.A. and they desperately search for these opportunities, and they scrimp and they scrape. They try to survive, and then all of a sudden a producer calls and they lose their shit, and then they fall apart because they feel like this is their one and only opportunity. And maybe in Hollywood it is, but opportunity.
But in Pensacola, Florida, they're coming out the asshole.
Yeah. Well.
Sorry.
Actually, I like to think of it as anybody who's creative enough can conjure something from nothing.
Yeah, well, and like once you really bust it, then it's only up from there.
Even if nobody's going to let me get up on the stage, I can do something myself.
Well, you're just an optimist, okay?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that stops the shakes. I mean, it is more than that. It is more than just I can create something from nothing.
I also have early onset Parkinson's,
Yeah.
Joey. I don't. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry to anybody who has early onset Parkinson's.
You know, we don't just have one opportunity. It's called open mic for a reason. You know, you have 1,000 open mics ahead of you, and it doesn't really. To me, the most valuable thing about back porch comedy is the friends.
Well, now you're comparing an open mic to the big break at Hollywood, and those are not.
Yeah, because you say you shake when you go up on an open mic stage.
Okay, yeah, but you just compared it to Hollywood and.
Because in Hollywood they really do only sometimes have one opportunity.
Okay, so yeah, so it's
but
a
even
period,
then it's
though.
an illusion. Even then it's an
All right,
illusion.
well,
Yeah,
all right.
because
But
it's-
there are higher stakes. Let's not null it too much. Numb it.
Yeah, but after a while, once it sinks in that you know, life is long. Yeah, especially for you, but you're in your 20s. Yeah, life is long. You will have 1,000 opportunities by the time you hit 30, and you'll realize it then. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I'll tell you what happened. I got up on stage one day, and my dad told me, get up on stage and sing a song. And I had never been up on. It had been a long time. As a kid, I got up on stage and sang songs and acted all the time.
You acted.
I wasn't remotely scared of the stage when I was a kid. Yeah, but then years and years passed by, and my dad said, "Get up on the stage and sing a song." So I did, and I was nervous because I'd never sung. I'd never sung a song as an adult. And I got up there, and the song was. I can't remember the lady's
I can
name.
only imagine.
Something like that. It was, I get on my knees. I get on my knees. And I forgot the lyrics halfway through.
Oh, God. You just kept singing that on loop?
And it was a soundtrack. So the soundtrack just kept playing. And I just said, yeah, that's it for me. I set the mic down. And I walked off the stage, and I was falling apart. Okay, I mean, it really. I kept it together, but it devastated me. Okay.
I'm the down joke.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was
gonna
a
tether
horrible experience. I was nervous going up, and all my fears came true in front of my face.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's
You know, but now I look back on that moment and I say, I got through it. It wasn't a big deal. So I'm never nervous going up on stage. Well, sometimes I am just a little bit.
Well, that's the same with like hardships too. Like when something bad happens, you're like ah, like
got a little bit of a thick skin, I guess. Yeah.
And it's like okay, well.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm a little bit, but I manage it just by reminding myself, hey, I'm up here. I'm really up at Back Porch Comedy for the friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I enjoy spending time and talking with people, hanging out, and I love getting up on stage and trying to make people laugh. But if I don't succeed, you know, I've still had fun.
Yeah.
It's like bowling,
Yeah.
like baseball, really.
Yeah.
You know, did I hit the ball or not?
No.
Right. No. I went up here about 6 months ago. My dad forced me to host a game show that they were having for this baby shower.
Oh, fun.
Out front. It was a game of Family Feud. And they gave me all the questions.
Oh.
Yeah, they gave me all the questions. I didn't know anything about Family Feud. I mean, I've watched the show, but never hosted anything like that. And I fucking killed it. Asked my dad. People were saying he should be a host on real TV. Because I was like, there was this one series of questions. It was men against women. Okay, they're asking these baby questions. I went to I can't remember what the question was, but I went to the men and I asked them this question. It was something about like changing a diaper or something like that, and they didn't get a single answer. They couldn't figure out what the top 5 answers were. And I just looked at them and I just insulted them. And I said, you guys, you don't know. I said, let me show you how easy this game is. And I just turned it over to the women and I read the question to them and I just held my hand out like this, and they got the right answer. I said, "Boom!" Number 1 answer. I just threw it in their face, and it was a lot of fun.
And it was a dirty diaper and shit got everywhere.
That moment was as fun as any moment I've had at Back Porch because I knew that everybody was having fun, and as long as I know that everybody's having fun, then
it's like laid back.
Yeah. Like you and I are having fun right now. Yeah. All right, so we're getting close to the end of the show. Let me stop and do some promos here before we move on. First of all, I hope that one day that we reach a place where the idea of battle and warfare is nothing but a metaphor. That's a dream of mine. It's something that I've wanted since I was a child, and here we are in a time of turmoil, and I hope that it remains mostly a metaphor. From week to week, we experience some hardships. But I love battle as a metaphor, and the reason why I'm saying that is because every week here at NCG Studios, we come up here and we battle against fate to deliver these shows to you. This morning, fate almost had its victory with us. It destroyed half of one of our shows. We had to start all over. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, never had. Well, we used to have to do it all the time back when we were doing the Beginnings of Greatness and other shows because
It was all during hurricane season?
technology was evolving, and now it's a little more stable, both in here and the streaming services are more stable. But we had some problems with YouTube this morning that shut us down. But you know what I was thinking earlier is that when I was in Christianity, I was always taught that we were all soldiers for Jesus. You've been told this. Yeah, we're all soldiers for Christ, and that we're fighting for something that's better than ourselves, and seems like that's always what humanity is trying to do.
Spiritual warfare.
We're trying to come together to do something that is greater than ourselves. And what I was thinking that this morning is that maybe we have it all wrong. Maybe what we need to be doing is fighting for something that's worthy of ourselves. Okay, I know that's a little revolutionary, but I'm not sure that anything's greater than me.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure that anything's greater than you, Kendall. The human
No,
being.
I'm pretty sure.
Human beings are pretty amazing species. We can cause a lot of destruction, but you know what? We can also make miracles, etc. And I'm proud to be a part of the human race, and I hope that we can strive for something better than all the garbage that we have in the media these days. We are fighting every day here at NCG Studios for something that we all feel that is worthy of our time, worthy of us, and that is these shows where we talk about things that people don't often talk about at the dinner table, politics. Religion. Here on the Middle of Greatness, this is just a Beavis and Butthead parody, guys. But all the other shows, very, very, very intellectual. Sometimes hard to keep up with, but always stimulating. Okay, so in the morning, starting at 10 o'clock, we have Is it at 10? This versus that. 10 o'clock. This versus that. Dr. Michael W. Jones and Rhonda Jones get up. These guys are married. One of them's a liberal, one of them's a conservative. How do they get along? Why don't they divorce? Who knows? That's what this show's all about, is how people on different sides of this spectrum can talk and hash things out. Get on it. Hey, guys in South Carolina with the torches, go watch that show. Learn something about how to talk with people, okay? Next is Quality Control. That's my morning show. This morning we had Bren, Matt, and Matt Mosley, and DK Vinson, and we talked politics and we talked about DuckTales. It's a group think, okay? It's a group think tank, and we're working on developing that show. It's a new show, and we hope you'll watch it. It starts at 10:45, and then after that, at 1 o'clock, we have Reflections with Rhonda Jones, my wife Monica Livingston, Kimberly Johnson. That's a great show. They talk about hot topics from their perspective, and then the Middle of Greatness. You're watching that show right now. And then after that, we have The Place with Dr. Michael W. Jones and his guests. That's where it really gets heated. That's where it really gets intellectually stimulating. I don't know if you're ready for that, Kendall, but some of you guys out there that like high-minded concepts, stimulating philosophical discussions, soteriology, even religion. Anybody can get something from The Place. It's an amazing show. This afternoon, these guys are talking about, the subject is badass morality. Did I get that right? Badass morality. I don't know what that means. I don't know. My morality is pretty badass. What do you think of your morality? Is it badass?
I'm still confused as to what it means. So
yeah, morality.
We're just gonna throw it up.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. Kendall's morality is a flop.
It's a flop.
Yeah. All right. So
Fails.
listen, everything that we do here at NCG Studios is dependent on you, the fans. That's where the money comes from. I'm a fan. I contribute. I hope you're a fan. If you love us, send us $5. Go to ncgstudios.tv and click the contribution link. There's a monthly and one-time option, and send us some love. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. That's where you'll get notifications of our live shows. If you're watching this now, you're probably a subscriber. And then I want to give a shout out lastly to Quantum MC, my son, who does Minecraft videos. And so if you like Minecraft, subscribe to him, Quantum MC, QUANTUMMC, Quantum MC. Do you have anything that you want to promote, Kendall?
No. Go on Society 6, Megan Sellis. She like does art. It's like graphics. She can buy things. Yeah, go there.
Nice.
Beow.
Plug for the friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. All right, Kendall, we're almost out of time.
All right.
The time where I serenade my guests fast approaches. Do you have any last words?
What are you gonna say?
Anything you want to talk about?
This is their topics.
Yeah.
Ugh. Did you know that an octopus, if it can fit its beak in, it can fit its whole body in?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one come out of a beer bottle one time. Yeah.
Apply that to a vagina. Been thinking about that a lot lately.
Oh, okay.
You think it would go in your intestines? I don't know.
An octopus? I don't know.
Like
But
it
you know what I do
tentacles?
love?
It's tentacles.
I love how they change colors when they land on something.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh,
not just change
chameleons are
colors,
cool
but they
too.
change patterns. Have you ever seen that?
That camouflage stuff is like.
Like, they can't, like, they don't just change brown
Bizarre.
or whatever. They can look like rocks. They can look like trees. They can paint pictures on themselves.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Did you see Finding Dory? I did too. That's where I.
Finding Dory? No, I just saw. I saw
Is that a
octopus
squid?
doing that.
Squid? No, it is octopus.
Yeah, was
You
Finding
should
Dory?
see Finding Dory. It's good.
good?
Yeah, it's good.
Who was it up at the back porch who had that shirt? Have you seen Memento?
No.
Okay, it was a Finding Dory shirt that was a Memento joke, funny joke. Watch Memento. Somebody will wear that shirt again. Then you'll get it. All right, now comes the time of the show when I serenade my guests. Kendall, had a lot of fun. Have you had fun?
I've had so
Yeah.
much fun.
We're gonna have Kendall back again. Give her a hand. Great guest. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand. Put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, so please don't hesitate.
No.
Put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Another day goes by and still the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know.
I want the world to
You want the
know.
world to know. You won't let hatred grow. Put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place.
Be pretty cool
For you
for you,
and me.
especially me.
Just wait. Just
5
wait
minutes.
and see.
Maybe 10.
You just wait and see. Just wait and see. You know, Kendall, we've got a couple minutes left before this show's over. I didn't ask you about your volunteer work. That song reminded me of that. Haven't you done some volunteer work in your lifetime? Like overseas, or is that just a joke?
I went to Colombia for
Yeah.
a little bit, and it was a volunteer thing, and it was teaching English in schools, which I don't know Spanish, so it was like kind of douchey of me to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
like, hey, you guys should learn this language, but I don't know yours.
So,
And then there was a barrier, and then they noticed my acne and thought it was like a disease, and they'd be like, "What's okay?"
yeah. So is that what you did the whole time?
Scars.
Was it a good experience?
It was an amazing experience. I went with one of my closest friends, And we were there for 2 weeks, and we lived in it was a bunch of people from wherever all over the world that it's like an organization, and there's somebody who runs the place. It's International Volunteer Headquarters, that's what it's called. But and then you sign up. I also did the abuelitas, so it was the nursing home for widows, and the nuns took care of them and you'd feed them and hang out with them.
Like a little old folks home.
Yes.
Cool.
And that was really cool.
Do you guys feel like you did some good?
Yeah, no, I mean, and you're connecting with people, so you're always doing good. And if anything, it made me a better person. So.
Yeah. What'd you learn from it?
That trying to teach them English with Spanish, when not knowing Spanish, hit me in a couple different places in my heart. That I was like, this is kind of not right. And just, I don't know, just understanding different people. There's a bunch of different personalities in one house, and it was just,
Awesome.
it was weird.
I feel, but yeah,
cool.
it dawned on me that we hadn't talked about that during that song, and I felt
You like
I had
those
to touch on
jokes.
it.
You
Yeah,
like those jokes.
Yeah, I almost fell out of my chair one night. One of the first times I heard you tell one of those jokes, the audacity of one of those jokes that you told just had me in stitches. You are a hilarious comedian. And very talented. If I haven't said enough times, I mean it. Great show. And make the world a better place. Fade the fucker out. See you next week.